I may well have been here in what would be called the golden years of St. Patrick, because at that point in time, '02 until 14, we had a lot of folks who were in their mid-50s to mid-60s. So they were either retired and available to volunteer, or were settled enough in their jobs where they could take off time to give to the church and give to parish ministries. So during that period of time, well, our mass attendance was just phenomenal, especially say like compared to what was happening around the United States with the decrease in mass attendance. But especially the number of folks we had involved in the parish was just outstanding. I must say, oddly enough, one of the key points in the development of St. Patrick was in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina, when we had the shelter for families of newborn children whose children were actually in the intensive care unit at Women's Hospital. What that did is that brought folks just out of the walls. You know, we had enough people who were cooking meals to take care of all 50 people who were here at the time. We have 7 different nurses in the parish, you know, who volunteered, who took one day a shift apiece. 3 different doctors that would check in on the residents. But, you know, like I said, it was just an outstanding experience for this parish as a community. And that sense of community obviously continued over the remaining years. The number of folks who gave the time, the faith, and the love to become involved in parish ministries. Wherever that occurs, or if ever that occurs, it makes for a very strong parish family, because folks are not only worshiping together, they're working together. You know, and it gives that sense of, I guess you could say, importance. It helps people realize you are an essential part of this parish family. I don't know if it was that obvious, but each year when we did stewardship of ministry, we would add a new ministry. You know, one of our first was to start Eucharistic adoration. When I first got here, we had adoration, and I forget the exact hours, so it was maybe like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Fridays, but Fridays only. So we were able to extend that out over the weekdays. We added a social responsibility committee where we had a representative from each area of social justice, whether it was pro-life committee, whether it was St. Vincent de Paul, right on down the line, had a representative from each social justice ministry within the parish. And obviously what that did, it gave us an opportunity to explore the social justice needs of the parish and to figure out what we were going to do the next year as far as adding a new ministry. National polls show that only 13% of American Catholics attend Mass regularly. I'm afraid within our diocese, that is also the case in a number of parishes. I certainly found that when I got to Holy Family. So it may sound simple or may sound basic, but I think getting our fellow Catholics back to regular Mass attendance would have to be our first goal. Otherwise, you can't minister with them or to them, other than, say, times of illness or times of funerals. It would seem like you have to get people back in the church, in the pews, for worship before you could get them involved in parish ministries. Actually, to me, it seems to work the other way around. You know, consider what we were dealing with. We're dealing with some folks who've had a good bit of exposure to Catholicism as they were growing up, but they have just fallen away, gotten more interested in other things. And what I find is, if you can get people involved in ministries, then you have a good chance of getting them back in the pew. Father Josh Johnson actually did his deacon internship here at St. Patrick let's see, it would have been from May of 2013 until October of 2013. He still refers to this as being his most fulfilling place of ministry. Okay, I would agree with him. I would say the same thing. The 12 years that I was privileged to be here at St. Patrick, I would say those were not just the most enjoyable, they were the most enjoyable years of my ministry, but I would say the most fruitful, the most fulfilling.